What's up guys, Derek here with Tap and Turn Gaming, coming at you today with another EDH deck tech. Today's deck tech is for Tajic Blade of the Legion for less than $50, as this is another installment of our Battling with a Budget deck tech series. This general was suggested to us by one of our subscribers, Shrouded Syken, and he wanted to see a Tajic Blade of the Legion deck, a nice little Boros deck, little Boros army. As stated before, this is a deck tech for less than $50. This deck actually happened to come in at $49.72, putting it right under that budget threshold. And as we've said before, that doesn't include the price of the general or sleeves or deck box. So those are things you need to get later on. This is a pretty basic deck. I really built this to go with some aggression and some value. So it really has some good techie things that it can really do. But let's go over the deck itself. So we have Tajic Blade of the Legion. He was one of the newer Ravnica guild leaders. He's actually the guild champion, I believe, not the guild leader. The guild leader was that angel whose name is eluding me at this very moment. But yeah, the angel, not him. He was the champion, the maze runner, I think they actually were called. But he is a 4-cost 2/2 human soldier. He is indestructible, and he has the ability Battalion, which is whenever he attacks and at least 2 other creatures attack, he gets a +5/+5 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. The best thing about him really, honestly, comes down to the indestructible. But let's go over the deck now. So I saved some money really going with a lot of basic lands. So our land base is pretty basic. Tamorphic Expanse, 18 plains, Anaya Panorama to be able to search for a mountain or plains, 16 mountains, Evolving Wilds, and Ameria the Sky Ruin. That's what we came down with for the land base. And that let us save a lot of money. Then for enchantments, I just threw one in there, Assembled Legion. And the reason I threw an Assembled Legion over something like a mobilization is that Assembled Legion is going to give us the soldiers for free every turn, and they come with haste, and they grow at a rate of +1 per turn. So first turn you get none, because you just played it. Second turn you get 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And I've seen this thing in action, and when it gets up to 5 and 6, it you know, in the beginning when it's 1 and 2, you don't worry about it. And then when it gets up to, like I said, 5 and 6, it really becomes very quickly a formidable force in front of you. But that's the only enchantment we ran. Now for artifacts, I run Ashnod's Altar, Conjurer's Closet, Hero's Blade, Nim Deathmantle, O Naginata, Strionic Resonator, Sunforger, Swifthoof Boots, and Tenza Goda's Maul. Tenza is really, I think, an underrated equipment, being that it's only a 24-cent equipment. Costs 3 to cast, which is fairly reasonable for an equipment. 1 to equip, which is really nice. But the creature gets +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets an additional +2/+2. And as long as it's red, it has trample. So if you put it on Tajic, he is now going to be a 5/5 indestructible trampler. And that is nothing to really laugh at. Oh, Naginata is nice. You actually can't immediately equip it to Tajic unless you get him pumped up a little bit. But what I like to do is attack with Tajic and 2 other guys. He'll get that +5/+5, so now he's a 7/7. He's indestructible, so he's not going to die. And at the end of turn, you can put the O Naginata on him, which gives him the +3/+0 trample. So now he's a 5/2 indestructible trampler, and that's also very, very nice. Then we have the Hero's Blade in here because it gives him +3/+2, and it can be equipped to him for free when he comes in because he is a legend, and that's very, very nice. Then for our sorceries, we're running Vandal Blast, Slagstorm, Pyroclasm, Mizzium Mortars, Echoing Ruin, Bright Flame, and Anger of the Gods. So we really went with a lot of the red sort of global sweepery kind of spells, and that's because our general is indestructible. So burn everything else out of the way, and you know, let Corona the False God sort him out, more or less. So that's pretty cool. Now, as I said before, we are running Sunforger in the artifact package, so a lot of our instants are going to reflect that. So we're running Burst Lightning, Deflecting Palm, Disenchant, Fight to the Death, Harm's Way, Holy Day, Intimidation Bolt, Martial Glory, Ride Down, Shatter, Shattering Pulse, Shining Soul, Smash to Smithereens, Smelt, Temur Battle Rage, Volcanic Fallout, and Wear and Tear. A lot of these are really kind of just sort of small techie spells. that I've always really sort of just liked. I really am a big fan of Ride Down, even though it didn't get much love. You destroy target blocking creature, and creatures that were blocked by that creature gain trample until end of turn, which means that they still deal their damage. So that's not a bad spell. It basically says target creature becomes unblocked. It's really, really nice. I mean, I really like the spell a lot. You attack with Tajic and 2 other guys. He gets that +5. Someone blocks Tajic. You kill the blocker, and he still deals his 5 commander damage. That's a very, very fair trade. And this entire area, I believe over here, is all fetchable via your Sunforger, I believe, except the Volcanic Fallout, because it needs to be 2 or less. Oh, no, sorry, 4 or less. So everything in here is searchable. So there's just a lot of cool tech spells that I like. Things like Deflecting Palm and Harm's Way to really get some damage through. Fight to the Death is really cool because it destroys all blocking creatures and all blocked creatures. Just sort of a pseudo sweeper. But it's just some cool spells. Some other, and then now we're going to talk about the creatures. It's just, I also want to go over the fact that I love the spell Bright Flame. Bright Flame is ridiculous good. It's so fun. It really, really is. Just the sheer stupid amount of life you can gain is pretty cool. But enough of that, on to the creatures. So we run Argos Kos Wojek Veteran. Archetype of Aggression, Archetype of Courage, Archon of Justice, Bassandra Battle Seraph, Boros Guildmage, Boros Reckoner, Brian Stoutarm, Durger Hedgemage, Felden the Third Path, Figure of Destiny, Fireman Angel, Fireman Avenger, Godo Bandit Warlord, Hearthfire Goblin, Inferno Titan, Iroa's Champion, Jorkadine the Prevailer, Karmic Guide, Relic Seeker, Spite Mare, Sting Scourger, Stonehewer Giant, Sun Titan, Sunhome Enforcer, Sunhome Guildmage, and Truefire Paladin. Now, some of the creatures I put in here are combo pieces. Some of them just do some really cool stuff. Some of the combo pieces we run are if you have down Ashnod Altar and Nim Deathmantle, and you have down, where is she? Let me find her. Karmic Guide. You can basically go infinite with any number of creatures. So let's say, for instance, we had Sting Scourger. You cast Sting Scourger, and you can return target creature an opponent controls to with their hand. Okay, that's cool. And then you have down Karmic Guide. When Karmic Guide comes in, you can res a creature. Also a very good ability. So what you're going to do is you're going to sacrifice your Sting Scourger to Ashnod's Altar for 2 mana. So we have 2 mana floating. Then you're going to sacrifice your Karmic Guide to Ashnod's Altar for 2 mana. So you have 4 mana floating. And you're going to use the secondary ability on Nim Deathmantle to pay 4 to res a creature that just died. So you're going to use the 4 mana you have now floating to res Karmic Guide. And then with the Karmic Guide, you're going to res the Sting Scourger, and you're going to bounce a creature. So what we can say at this point is that Karmic Guide plus Ashnod's Altar plus Nim Deathmantle means you can get an infinite amount of res on one creature at a time, but that lets you do some cool things. For instance, if you combo that with Godo Bandit Warlord or Stonehewer Giant, oh sorry, actually just Godo Bandit Warlord, you can tutor for all your equipments and put them all in the battlefield, and that's really cool. Or if you combo it with Inferno Titan, you now have infinite burn and you just won the game. Or with Sun Titan, you can now res every permanent you have from the graveyard that has 3 mana cost or less. Let's see, what else do we got in here that we can throw in? Let's see. If you have 2 or more mountains and 2 or more plains, you can combo it with the Hedgemage to be able to destroy target artifacts and destroy target enchantment. That's also fun. You can use Archon of Justice to be able to exile all of their permanents, so that's really, really fun. So, I mean, that's just some really, really cool combos. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Karmic Guide. You can also do the combo similarly with Sun Titan, but he has to target something that has 3 or less mana cost, so he has considerably less choices. But he can resurrect your Relic Seeker if you want to be able to attack with her again to get another Sting, or Sting Scourge to bounce one of their creatures. So, as you can see, there's a few little combos in here that really do some good work. Figure of Destiny just really has value. Two of my favorite creatures in the deck are going to be, where is it? Spitmare. Spitmare is super underrated. A 4-cost 3/3 elemental, whatever. But whenever Spitmare is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. Which means Spitmare can take down any size creature that blocks it. If Spitmare gets blocked by 100, it's going to take that 100 damage and redirect it wherever it wants. So you can use it to take down that creature or just take out the player. It a lot of times means people don't want to block your Spitmare, because if they block your Spitmare, they're probably taking it to the face. And that is very cool. And it actually functions very similar to Boros Reckoner, where he's a 3-cost 3/3 Minotaur Wizard, but he has the same ability. When Boros Reckoner is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. So he's a 3/3, Spitmare is a 3/3, and whenever they're dealt damage, they can deal that damage back wherever they want. So if you Bright Flame for 2, they can both deal 2 damage wherever you want. Or if you Slagstorm, well, Slagstorm does 3, so it would kill them. But if you Pyroclasm or Volcanic Fallout, you can put that extra 4 damage wherever you want. It's just really cool stuff. So this focuses more around the range of, I'd say, like a mid-range-ish deck. It's got really a little bit of aggro to it, but it's mostly just to control the board, only allow what you want on the board, and just attack with your guys. Brains over brawn sort of tactics rather than just smashing face. And I really like that. I like the feel of it. I like the way it came out. As far as mana cost, it's a little heavier on the white side than the red, but that doesn't really matter. It's pretty heavy on the creatures. And it doesn't really have the greatest of a curve, I guess you could say. It goes we have a lot of 2-mana spells via our instance, and then it curves pretty nicely down, so you'll be able to cast a couple spells per turn. But yeah, the deck does come in at 49.72, so as I said, it is right in there in that threshold for what Shrouded was looking for. So yeah, this is our Tajic Bladed Legion deck tech. I am Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. I hope you like the deck. I hope you enjoy it, and like, comment, and subscribe, and all that stuff, and we will catch you later. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.